What did I just see? All right, we're pulling in. Oh, there's some police lights. I don't know what's going on. Here is the way to the Mickey and Friends parking structure. Ah, the lines are backed up. I'm like a little bit surprised, not super surprised that it's backed up like this, but a little bit surprised. It's a popular night. I know people cruise in after work too to come to Disneyland. Disney California Adventure will be open a little bit later, but Disneyland's closing at 8 today, so I wonder if a lot of people realize that. We chose the Mickey and Friends parking structure because I just prefer it, but it is pretty backed up. All right, just parked in a fabulous location and probably gonna do the tram. You guys know I don't like the tram, but we got places to be. Okay, so even though the party started at 9 p.m., all Sweetheart Nite's tickets came with early entry at 6 p.m. to Disneyland Park. We cruised in a little bit around 7 p.m., a little bit later than I wanted, but I will say you do want to come early because you can catch the new Wondrous Journeys nighttime show. There are no fireworks with them during the week, but if you're going on a Sunday night, then you will see fireworks, weather permitted. And shortly after Wondrous Journeys ends, people sort of just flee the park. You'll just see huge crowds leaving down Main Street because the park does close to daytime guests at 8 p.m. Okay, so when you get into the party, you first get one of these commemorative keepsakes. First I thought like, okay, this doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. It's nothing special, just like a laminated card, but it reminds me of getting a media pass to one of these types of events. So I think that's why they do it. Like, it's got a nice lanyard with Sweethearts Nite. That's probably the nicest part about this, but it's just a plastic piece. It tells you a little bit about the event on the back. That's pretty much it. The next thing you're gonna get is the maps. Now, what I like this year is that they didn't just hand out individual maps to each person. You could actually pick your own maps because that never happens during these events. So we were actually able to grab a few if you needed one that you want to take home, and then also if you wanted one that you could just like bend and get out of shape for the event. So that's what we did. So here's the full event map. All this stuff. It tells you everything that you need to know for the event. So we're going to use this all night long. There's also, you can use the Disneyland mobile app to find where character spots are, photo op spots are, things like that. We'll see which one works for us best. Let's check it out. Most attractions are open during the night. Of course, this is during the off season, so there could be some major attractions under refurbishment. In this case, we saw Haunted Mansion down as well as Indiana Jones. In addition, because of fireworks, they closed down Toontown, so Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railway was not open during the event. So right at 9 p.m. when the party starts at the Disneyland After Dark events, stand on Main Street because you will see everything come to life. In this case, we saw hearts and colors just pop everywhere. Watch. But one of my favorite touches is hands down the castle. Walking through it was just really magical. All right, let's check out some of these photo ops together, including this one inspired by Luca. There was also in Fantasyland an Aladdin one by It's a Small World, and a Tangled one out there with the lanterns that looked really cool. There were also ones inspired by the castles. And the Little Mermaid one, I like that they had two different photo ops for this one. That made the line go a lot faster. The Lady and the Tramp one was really popular, as you can tell. Why not? And there were also this Haunted Mansion one, Together Forever. It's a little grim but funny. The Wall-E one was surprising, but I actually adored it. Now, if you're a fan of rare Disney characters, these special events are for you, including Mickey and Minnie on Main Street in their date night best, and Esmeralda and Phoebus from Hunchback. I've never seen them. Also, we have a Country Bear, rare for Disneyland, and we have a couple of rescuers in New Orleans Square, as well as the Chipmunks, including Clarice. We also have characters from Hercules and Mulan, and they would trade off in this photo op just outside the Matterhorn near Pixie Hollow. Okay, so now onto one of my favorite parts of the night. This is the Royal Ball located just outside of It's a Small World in Fantasyland. You're gonna see all kinds of Disney princess and princes here.
And now for the other worlds where the
They are not only waltzing around, but they're actually waltzing inside the crowd. So they interact with guests. It's kind of like being part of these moments that you see in the animated films. Okay, so all that dancing really worked up an appetite. I'm gonna show you some snacks you can only get during Sweethearts Nite. All right, so we are inside of Red Rose Tavern, and I wanted to try the croque monsieur sandwich. No. No, not a cheese ball. All right, so in this croque monsieur sandwich, we have ham, turkey, Swiss, garlic, cream cheese sauce, and Munster mozzarella blend. And I do appreciate them trying to put a salad in there and make it a little healthier, but I will say it didn't feel super, like it felt a little pointless. It was just like an iceberg lettuce salad with like maybe a little Italian dressing on it. And like, it was just very out of the box tasting, but the sandwich itself was good. Also, I do want to point out, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but in the back of this restaurant is a water bottle refill station. So you can just fill up your water bottle right there. It's pretty simple and easy, and it's just like around the corner from the entrance. All right, so heading over to the Frontierland Churro Cart. This is a snack that you can actually get during the day through the month of February for Valentine's Day. It's a strawberry cookies and cream churro. It's really nice and lightly tart. It's got some freeze-dried strawberries. I highly recommend it. All right, so we're at Jolly Holiday Bakery Cafe on Main Street, and they always have like the cutest stuff here. First up, we have the waffly cute Monty. Okay, I just got that waffly, like awfully cute. Okay. I was thinking it was supposed to, because of the way it's spelled, something to do with like Wally, and I was like, I don't get it. But now I'm saying it out loud to you all, and I'm hearing it, waffly cute. I love it. All right, here we go. So it is ham, turkey, brie, berries, and berry mustardo in a waffle cone. So I don't know how this is gonna taste. It could be absolutely delicious. It could be a strange concoction that I am glad I only tried once, but we'll see. And then after that, we have the strawberry crunch cheesecake. Comes in this little thing. Could do like an ASMR. Okay, I'm gonna pop that lid open and show you all what's in here. This is a strawberry cheesecake with strawberry crunch. It's kind of like the name. White chocolate mousse and Valentine's sprinkles. Who doesn't love Valentine's sprinkles? I think they're gonna nail on this cheesecake. My expectations of the cheesecake are high. Wow. That has a lot going on. I'm gonna take another bite because this is like a sweet and savory thing I don't quite understand. Okay, so my issue with it is that it's like tart and savory, and I needed like a sweet and savory. Like if there was like a honey, it's like it needed all the things that are in cheese board. You know, you have like something tart, you have something cheesy, you have something crispy, crunchy, but then you need like a little honey or like jam or something, and the preserves, like it just wasn't sweet enough. It was too tart. All right, the cheesecake has to save us. Like this has to save us. This is so good. It's like creamy. They have really good cheesecake at Disneyland. At Jolly Holiday, I always get the little cheesecakes. They're so good. All right, so we're gonna try 5 total snacks. We got one more. Okay, so what I love about these funnel cakes is that there are 2, so you don't have to share your whole one. I love Disneyland funnel cake. It's a little bit tougher than usual, but the center is perfect. Unfortunately, due to winds, the fireworks were canceled that night, and that could happen depending on the weather. I was really grateful that it was a nice clear sky, no rain this night. But yeah, if there's rain or if there's wind, the fireworks could be canceled. They instead showed Mickey's Mixed Magic. We didn't watch the show because we've seen it before. The fireworks for Sweetheart Nite are pretty standard. This is what it looked like in 2022. Not a lot of projections, just sort of coloring around. They are nice fireworks. This is what it will look like though if they go off on the night that you get to go. I also want to warn you, some of the mobile food orders could get a bit backed up. After we said that we were there, we had to wait about 30 minutes for some of our food. So just a heads up about that before you go so you don't get frustrated in case that happens. Sort of happens during these After Dark events. I'm not entirely sure why, but mobile ordering does get pretty backed up. Also, if you're a Magic Key holder, make sure you stop by Star Wars launch base so you can get one of these commemorative keepsakes. It's kind of clips onto your lanyard, but it's a fun little item. I also love that they brought back Rainbow Ridge this year, right behind Big Thunder Mountain. Oh, and before I give you my final review of Sweethearts Nite, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so I can tell you about future Disneyland events like this one. All right, so that was the end of Sweethearts Nite, and you know what? I actually think they topped themselves this year versus last year. Let me explain. So there were significantly fewer people in the parks compared to last year. Like, I remember distinctly that there were super long lines, and a lot of people were saying like, wow, it's nice. It's like, yeah, maybe we waited 15-20 minutes for something, but last year it might have been closer to an hour. They also doubled up photo ops, which I like that they kept a lot of those. So that really helped speed up some of the lines for those photo ops. But I also really like the food. I mean, we had some really great sweet stuff, even one really nice savory thing. Yeah, I mean, definitely, again, still some misses there, but that's kind of part of being a foodie, is like sometimes you're gonna try stuff and you're gonna love it, and sometimes you're gonna try stuff and you're gonna be like, I don't think I'd order that again. And then you talk to somebody else and they're like, I loved it. I would get that 10 times. So we'll see if anybody says that they love some of the stuff at Jolly Holiday. The cheesecake though, I get that again for sure. I also love the live music, all the characters that you could see. The photo ops definitely had a lot of variety, so that was really nice. And overall, the general atmosphere was just really, really nice. Yes, it was a bit of a bummer that we didn't get to see the fireworks, but the nice thing is, since we got the early entry, we did get to see Wondrous Journeys. So that's a big perk, I think, for a lot of people. Unfortunately, Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railway not open, and then you don't have Haunted Mansion open or Indiana Jones. So big rides a lot of people want to visit Disneyland for were not available. But I still think this night was elevated a bit more for people who go frequently, like the Magic Key holders. People who go on the rides often did get a lot of value in like the photo ops, special character meets, things like that they can only experience on Sweethearts Nite. And for me, I think Disneyland After Dark should always be that, because a lot of the times this is during the off season, and who is going to go to these special events? People who love the parks most, and that often is the Magic Key holders. Now, of course, there were quite a few people here who don't go to Disneyland super often. This is their one time going, so yes, they're gonna miss out on some of those bigger rides, which unfortunately is kind of a side effect of having the Disneyland After Dark parties. They can only really exist when it's in the off season. So unfortunately, yeah, some of the rides were closed, but we still saw Space Mountain, Matterhorn, Big Thunder Mountain, all open. Did they pull off a Valentine's Day party once again? Yes, and I actually think they did a better job. They took some of the notes from last year, made the lighting a bit better, made the entertainment a bit better. The princesses and the princes like all mixed in with everybody dancing around. That was pretty phenomenal. I don't know, I've never seen anything like that before, especially since they were coming up to guests and like, hey, do you want to dance? Like, I don't know if somebody suggested that and they were like, I don't know, let's do it, because that was great. I mean, I can understand why people are going to want to come back every single year for Sweethearts Nite. And now that we have so many nights this year, it feels like it's turning into like another Oogie Boogie Bash, but for Valentine's Day. And I don't know how many days we can actually run this party. I'm curious to know, like, will Disneyland make this big? Will this be like an all February type thing? It's possible. I mean, February is an off-season type of month. This party is only growing. It's sold out every single night well in advance, I think even before the end of last year. It's possible we might see this party end up with 10 dates next year and them all selling out. I think that Sweethearts Nite is here to stay. This is a party to be recommended. This is a party that Disneyland has solidified, and I think there's very few notes other than like some maybe small operational things in terms of like just like the food taking a bit longer, things like that. But I mean, other than that, them keeping the crowds down really made this an enjoyable night. So if you're coming in the future, you're gonna love it. If you're planning on for 2024, maybe even 2025, this might be something you love to do, especially if you love those special events with fewer crowds. Disneyland really did deliver it. Congrats on Sweethearts Nite, Disneyland. Can't wait to see it again next year.